friends, how's it going? It's your old pal SVH here, coming at you with another Daily Nugget for March the 6th. And hope everybody enjoyed the silent Daily Nugget yesterday. And appreciate you being patient with me to come back today with another live edition. And yeah, I got a real good one here too. I think this is a really powerful phrase today. So this one comes to us from the Guyan. I forgot I had this little fancier edition of which is actually 3 books in one. It's Guyan, Vaidan, and Nirtan, which is music, singing, and dancing, I believe, are the 3 words that they break down into. And so, yeah, this is, again, everything about Murshid and Hazrat Inayat Khan is all about music, and it's not all about music, but it's all about sound and vibration and how everything has its place in the music of life. So yeah, pretty deep. So I've been doing a week-long training with my organization, and yeah, it's been really great, just to dive deep with some friends on the path and learn more. So we shared from this book today, and I was like, oh yeah, I got a copy of that. So here we go. This is from the Guyan, and this is under a subtitle called Gamakas. I'll have to look that up and see what the Gamakas are, if I can. It might not tell me in the front of this one. I consider myself second to none, since I have realized in myself the one alone. I consider myself second to none, since I have realized in myself the one alone. That's powerful. That's a powerful one. When you hear the phrase, I consider myself second to none, okay, and you hear that come out of a human being's mouth, first thing you would probably think is ego, or boy, that person still really thinks high of themselves. But that's not at all the way Murshid meant this. I consider myself second to none, since I have realized in myself the one alone. So he's speaking here as a realized being, realizing in himself the one being, because we're all one. We're not disconnected. We think we're disconnected, and we think we're so far off from everyone else, or so far off from God. We look for God far away. We seek off into the heavens, right? Instead of looking, close, when, they say God is closer to us than our own jugular vein, or closer to us than the fish are to the sea. So when you think of it in those terms, it's really you can really think about how close God is. God is within us. God is part of us. We are part of God. So we are, in essence, God. We are realizing in ourselves the one alone. And when I read this, I think about a personal story that I'll kind of share a little bit. For many years, for a couple of years anyway, I toured with Brian Head Welch from Korn, and it was a really amazing experience for me. And one of the organizations that he worked with and did a lot of interviews for and some video work while we were touring was a company called I Am Second. And we did some shows down in Texas, and I got to meet the owners and the founders, and chat with them. And I really loved what they were putting out with that particular campaign. They had some popular people sitting in I think it was a white chair and a all black background, and they were just basically kind of giving their story and their testimony of how putting Christ first in their life really helped them to raise up to a higher level in their life, and to really, experience God on a deeper level. And I really liked what the program was about, but the idea of being second kind of struck me, because I thought you're still separate. If you are second to Christ, you're still separating yourself from Christ, because you're not seeing the Christ within you. And that was my only hang up with that. I always kind of was like, well, wait a minute, that separates Christ. So it's the same thing with God. We put God off afar and separate God somewhere out away from us when we are the one being. We are part of the one being. There's one. It's all one. It's all connected and it's all united. And so that's what I just love about this passage. I just think it's so powerful, and I think this could be a daily mantra for you. And if you're really trying to discover your own power, your own experience, and when I say your own power, I don't mean that in a way that is exploitive or you're trying to egoically get your power, but spiritually, you're trying to build a spiritual force within yourself to connect with the divine. This is something that is very powerful, and this is something that you can do every day to remind yourself that you are part of the one being. I consider myself second to none, since I have realized in myself the one alone. I just love this one so much. I think it's such a great phrase. I consider myself second to none, since I have realized in myself the one alone. I don't have too much more to say about that. So think about that and spend some time with that. Meditate on it a little bit and make it your own. This can be a daily mantra, like I said, something you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror, and you just proclaim this to yourself, that you are second to none because you are part of the one alone. And when you start to really embody that and feel that in that spirit of that, you'll start to really respect and appreciate other people more too, because you'll start to see in them the one alone, right? You'll start to see how all the dots connect and how we are so much more interconnected to each other than we give ourselves credit for. So much more unified and united than we give ourselves credit for. These are just a couple thoughts that I had about it, but I really love this phrase. I want to read it one more time because it's that good, and I'm going to leave you with it. I consider myself second to none, since I have realized in myself the one alone. So thank you, friends. I appreciate you checking in every day with the Daily Nugget. Go ahead and, if you wouldn't mind, please hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss these videos when they come up. If you've been moved by any of these or any of these speak to you, share it with a friend. If you think somebody else might be like to pick off a little daily nugget to enjoy every day, then share this with a friend, and I sure do appreciate it. So you have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow.